Well, property group Delta International has received approval to move its business from Bermuda to Mauritius. Joining me now on the line to explain more about the move is the company CEO, Louis Schnetler. Good to have you with us on the line today, Louis. The move to Mauritius, why?
Yes, we listed on the JSE late July last year, having had a primary listing in Bermuda. So it was a structure that the Delta Group acquired for their Africa aspirations. And since then, we've been looking at raising capital in the Middle East and the Far East. It became quite clear that international investors know the Mauritian stock exchange far better than they know the Bermudan stock exchange. So we set forth on a path to, one, migrate the company from Bermuda to Mauritius, for which we've received approval from the Minister of Finance in Bermuda. As you know, you're going to deregister a company there, so you've got to go through a process where notice is going to be given to potential creditors, etc., etc. So that move has been approved, and we're now looking at moving the business to Mauritius. We've got a provisional approval for that. But what we then want to do once we've moved the business is to actually delist in Bermuda and list on the stock exchange of Mauritius. So that is the first part of it. The second part is, we've got our secondary listing here on the JSE, on the Altex, and we also put in place a process to get us to move on to the main board of the JSE. So that's what's happening with us in terms of a corporate action type setup.
Louis, certainly these moves then are in an attempt to attract more capital. Maybe if you can give us a rough estimate as to, number one, how much you're hoping to raise, and number two, the plan, your capex spend, or what you intend to do with the capital that will be raised.
Yeah, look, at this stage, we've been going on non-deal roadshows to tell the story, the Africa real estate story that we're following. And just to get the word out there, we are busy with some acquisitions. We've got the Vodacom building in Maputo. It's an acquisition that we must complete, so we are looking at raising capital for that, together with one or two other acquisitions. It's the normal growth path for the company, whereby we will acquire top-grade real estate assets, either in Morocco or Mozambique, our current chosen jurisdictions. And for that, obviously, we'd have to raise equity together with debt finance on about a 50-50 basis.
On this acquisitive growth, what's interesting is that you've recently been reported as saying that you're going to do so very slowly and doing smaller acquisitions. Why are you so careful when it comes to expanding across the rest of the continent?
It's not really being careful. It's really taking this in small steps, understanding the jurisdictions where we operate. We've now been busy in Morocco and Mozambique for over a year, and we now fully understand the market. We fully understand how business works. We understand the tax laws, capital repatriation, etc., etc. So it takes time to understand a new jurisdiction. It's not like South Africa where you do a deal in Gauteng and you could do a deal in Cape Town. It's more or less the same. Yeah, each and every one of the 52 countries in Africa have different cultures, different tax laws, different ways of doing business. So we've cut our teeth in Morocco and Mozambique now, and now on a select basis we want to grow in those two jurisdictions. However, we are open to other jurisdictions in Africa, for instance, in West Africa and Central Africa, where we could look at acquisitions. But, it's not as easy as South Africa, where you just go out and you buy a building. There's a lot more to it. It's a careful way of doing business.
Thank you so much to Louis Schnetler. He's the Chief Executive of Delta International.